Hello everybody, this is David Blair, the Crosshairs Trader. I hope you're doing well today. I trust that you'll have a wonderful Friday both in and outside of the charts. Well, today, as it seems to be every first Friday of every month, may be Judgment Day. Today is the unemployment report numbers, as I call it. And for me, when I prepare for large economic reports, those reports that could really move the market one way or the other, the way I prepare for them is to simply sit back as an interested observer. And what I mean by that is if I have many positions out on the table, I've usually locked those up. I may leave small positions out. I do not enter any new positions a day or two ahead of any large economic report. And then on the day of the report, such as today, I usually do not trade either because especially from 8:30 to 11 o'clock, there's going to be a lot of emotional trading. Of course, trading the futures before 9:30 and then the cash markets afterwards. But, I just choose to step aside and wait and let the market tell me what they feel about the numbers. The numbers are going to be bad. I don't care how you look at it. But, it's not whether the numbers are good or bad. It's what is the reaction to those numbers. And that's what I'm looking for. And right now we're in an area in the market where we could rocket higher or tank. And so, for me, I'm sitting back and just observing what's going on, little or no money in the market, and waiting for the market to tell me when the best opportunity would be to return. And I can patiently wait for that. I have no problem. So let's take a look at the futures charts. Let's take a look at the general market, again, like we always do, and look at a few trades, both up and down, that, if the market decides to roll over, we got some we could trade down. If the market decides to skyrocket higher, we've got a whole bunch to trade up, as us Crosshairs traders know in our weekly webinars. But here are your, this is your S&P futures here. Again, we've got an area of resistance that goes back to early May that we're bumping up against. We've been consolidating some in this area. I've drawn this line here at about 11:45 where we can see if we can hold. But we've got some resistance at 11:62. We've got the major moving average from the weekly chart at 11:84, and then we got 12:04. So, even if the market decides to trend, we still got some areas that we need to be aware of. Okay? The market decides to roll over. We've got some support down here at 11:24. which is the top of the range that we've been in for several months. If we're going to have a year-end rally, I wouldn't mind seeing the market pull back some, rest a little bit more, even get down in here and then scoot higher. It's if it breaks this area here that we're going to be right back into a consolidation zone. So, we're either setting up for a nice trending market for a while, or we're going to or we're getting back down into a consolidation area. So we're going to have different rules to trade in this area and rules to trade in this area if we scoot higher. So, in the next few days, I think will let us know what the market's planning on doing for the next few weeks to months. But we'll see. With earnings season and economic reports, you just never know what's going to happen. NASDAQ, same thing. We've got some major resistance at the highs from the spring. And remember, support and resistance areas are made to be broken. So we'll see if the NASDAQ, which has been leading the market, if the NASDAQ can break out of this range that we've been in. Again, here's your support area, and take us higher to 2050, maybe rest again and then continue up, or you never know, we could go right back down into the range, but to get back down into that range, we're going to have to drop below 1913. The Dow is hitting an area of resistance from the weekly chart, which is our major moving average here. You can see that very easily. It is an area of resistance, our brown line here. Look at our daily chart. You can see that the dotted line on the daily chart is the solid line from the weekly chart, major resistance. We're trying to break out and hold this area as support. In fact, I could draw this green now. Trying to hold here, but again, you know, I'd really like to see some more consolidation in here for the next scoot higher, but the market's going to do what it wants to do. Of course, the high for the Dow this year is around 11,200, so that's an area we're going to have to watch for a year-end rally as well. All right, a few individual stocks. We've talked about a few of these. Let's talk about them one more time. In case the market starts rallying, Amazon is setting up again for a nice continued trend. We've had a nice move up off of this crosshair. Everything's lined up as far as the moving averages. We got us a left upper quadrant, as I call it. Left right upper quadrant, as I call it. Don't think you can have a left one that I know of unless the market's going backwards. Right upper quadrant here. And what I mean by that is we've had a nice trend up. We've broken out of an area, and now it's consolidating in this area. And we've got a very strong picture of strength right here. So in other words, if we're going to get into an Amazon trade to go up, this is our area to watch to make sure it doesn't break down. As long as it stays up in this area, it is a bullish trade. So we're going to be watching Amazon as it consolidates to see if it can have a year-end run if the market decides to go up. IBM has not rested at all. I was really hoping IBM would rest a little bit, but it has just taken off and gotten way beyond where I want to get in for a good risk reward. I would rather see, and if the market does sell off for a little while, see IBM rest a little bit and then continue higher. If it doesn't, then it's just one that I missed, didn't get in, so what? CSX, we got some railroad stocks that are starting to perk up a little bit. Norfolk Southern, CSX, KSU. But what we're looking for here is, after a crosshair on the daily, nice consolidation, is we need to see this thing break higher and then continue a trend. And then lastly, an oil stock. Oil stocks are starting to perk up. Marathon's been going sideways, as most stocks have been doing for quite some time. But it looks like Marathon's starting to put in some higher lows. Things are starting to line up. It's trying to break out of this consolidation. If it can hold in here around the 35 area, consolidate, and prove to us that this is a good line of support, then we can start trading this up to 40, which is a resistance area on the weekly chart. So we need to be watching Marathon. Also keep in mind, this is earnings season. Know when earnings are. You don't want to trade a stock through earnings. And you can find earnings information on my site by looking at the earnings locator on the right-hand side, sidebar on my home page, and blog page. A couple of down trades, just in case. CREE has started falling. Started back in April, went down into July, came back up again, and then started a nice down move. The moving averages are lining up the way we want them to. We're starting to be able to draw some resistance areas in here. We've got one here. We've got one here that it's struggling with. If the market decides to roll over and start going down for a while, CREE could be a wonderful opportunity to trade short or trade puts, as it's struggling right here around the resistance area. If it can break this area and continue, we'll have a nice trade down to possibly even the 33 area, and it's at 52 right now. And one more, PRU. Got some support areas that it's struggling with on the downside, but you can see the pattern here. Up, down, up. Could be trying to set up another down. So PRU would be one that we would watch as well if it can break some of these support areas. Hey, thank you very much for joining me. If you've got any questions about what I do, interested in some of the other services that I provide to the Crosshairs traders, please contact me at david@crosshairstraders.com. Remember two things. Make sure that you learn to control your emotions while inside the charts. If you can learn to do that, then two, you'll be able to enjoy your life much better on the outside of the charts. Have a wonderful day.